Welcome back to Photoshop. So today I've got a quick tip for you, and it's going to be how to remove sheen on the face. This was a question posed to me the other day by a former student, and they had a problem with this in a photo they were trying to remove by toning it out. Today I'm going to show you my process for removing sheen on a face. Now, the sheen on her face here is being caused, one, because of this direct hard light from the sun. And the second is just oil, or kind of that oil reflecting the light off of the face. Some people have oilier skin than others, and you'll see this a lot in men that have bald heads when they where it looks like they polished it and buffed it out because it's so shiny. It's always an issue. So what they were trying to do here is, and I'll just come in here and make an adjustment layer. They were just trying to tone this out. I'm sorry, I haven't configured my image yet. So they were just coming in here, and I do this funky little trick where we're pulling that down. So we're just going to pull that out. I'm going to hit Command I to invert that. And they were just going in and trying to tone it and darken it down, which is logical and makes sense, right? You got a hot spot and you do that. The problem is, you can see it just gets this weird gray dark spot, and I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, turn that on, turn that off, turn that on. It's never going to remove it. It doesn't matter what you do. So let's go ahead and delete these two. Accidentally made two. Now I'm going to show you the process of doing this. Now it's really easy. What you're going to actually use is the clone stamp tool. And the clone stamp tool's been around forever. I've used it forever. And we're going to lower the opacity to somewhere between around 60%, 65%. You don't want to do this at 100 because you can see where you've done it. And you want a soft brush, maybe a little bit bigger than what you want to clone out. So you can see here, here's my brush. I'm going to make that softer, and I want to make it just a little bit bigger than this. Now this one I'm going to probably have to clone stamp a couple of times because it is quite a large area. And what you're going to do, and now this is important, you need a clean area to copy or clone from. So in this case, I'm going to clone this area over this area. I'm doing it at 60%, so we're going to get some of that. It's not going to look totally fake. So I'm going to come down here. And the way this works is, remember, we need to make a target. So I'm going to hold that Alt option, and I get that target, and then I click with my mouse. Now I've targeted that area, and then I'm going to come over here and click and kind of paint that out. Then I'm going to go down here, make a target, come up here and kind of paint that out. And then I can come down here and I could do this. And I should change my brush, but you can see what I'm doing. And basically what I'm doing is kind of clone stamping this out of her face. Now we're just going to go back out of time. Now that works great, but as you see, sometimes when you do that, you can do it a little bit too much. Now here's the trick. What you want to do is create a new layer. So we're going to create a new blank layer. There's nothing on this layer. When you go to the clone stamp, notice sample. On current layer, it's only going to sample this layer. Well, there's nothing on that layer, so you're not going to sample anything. What you want to do is current and below, or in this case, I'm just going to put all layers. So we're going to be sampling from this layer, but there's nothing there. When we clone stamp or copy this over to here, it's going to put it on this layer. And then once we've done that, we're going to be able to slide the opacity and blend that better. So what we're going to do here is we'll make this, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. We're going to copy that area. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. And you see, sometimes when you do that, you get that kind of flat area. Now that we've done this, then we can come in here with this opacity slider and kind of slide this and get it exactly where we want it. Now it's not perfect, so we're going to come in here and clone stamp that a little bit more. And I could come in here and spend some more time and try to get this very accurate. But you can see it really helps get away those shiny bits and areas a lot better than if you were to just go ahead and tone it. So we've got this kind of sheen here. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to come here and clone. And remember, try, if 60 is too much, go down to 50 or 55, or you need a little bit more. So you can see right here, just that one little thing. Wow, that makes a huge difference. So I'm copying that spot here and going there. or I could come over here and copy this spot and go there. Whatever is going to work for you. So let's go ahead and switch images, and we'll come here. So we have another girl. So this is a studio shot with strobes, but yeah, once again, she has really oily skin, and so we're getting this sheen on her face. We're going to add a new layer, make sure that's on all layers, and then simply come in here. We're going to raise that up a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and clone stamp, make this a little bit bigger, and then we're just, boom, we clone that right out. And so right here on her face, I'm going to make this pretty big, and we're just going to kind of here and clone stamp that out. So if I turn this off, you can see there's that sheen there and there. Let me hold this brush here. So there was the sheen here and the sheen here. And then when I turn that off, bam, it just kind of blends right in. That is my favorite way to remove sheen from people's faces. Does it work 100% of the time? No, there's some reasons why it won't work perfect. And if you do too much, it can look fake. But clone stamp is by far my favorite way to remove shine from people's faces. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe.